everyone! How's everyone doing on this fantastic evening? It's a bit of a rainy weather, so I figured, hey, I still need to record that video on how to make, on how to bookbind. So, I figured, why not now? I do apologize, it's been, I think, 2 months since the paper making video. Life got a little hectic, unfortunately. But yeah, now that we're here, I'll be teaching you lovely Eevees how to do 2 different, bookbinding techniques. One will be, well, technically 3. So it's gonna be a little bit of a long video, again. TikTok only lets me do, I think it was 10-minute videos. I think they might have upped it to 30, so we'll see on that. But yeah, so stay tuned for all of the videos. I'll be teaching you how to just do a regular bookbinding, which is this. I believe this is called the French stitch. It's been a hot minute since I last did one, so I do apologize. I'll be teaching you how to do a hardback version, which is this one, and paperback, which is this one. And then also, I guess technically 4. Instead of the stitch, I'll be showing you lovely Eevees how to do, without the stitch. So, without further ado, I'll be listing the list of stuff that you need right here, future me. You'll need your paper, you'll need some clips. I forgot to grab the Mod Podge. Ooh. Okay, you'll need these, you'll need some Mod Podge, you'll need a brush. I'm using a sponge. I've used too many of my brushes and I forget to clean the Mod Podge off of them because it gets really tough, so I swapped to these. These you can find like a whole bag of them for like $1. You'll need some string. I have this really thin string I used on this one. This one tends to break easy if you're kind of heavy-handed. You can also use cord, which here's my rainbow cord. It's stretchy. That's what I used on this one and that one. And you'll need some, oh gosh, if I don't spill these, some sewing needles. The curved ones are a little easier to use because you can curve them in and out of the paper. You can use straight ones. You don't need the curved ones. I'm special. I like to be fancy. I'm just going to use this one, which is a 4-inch or 10-centimeter one. There. So depending on how thick you want your book, usually I do 4 pages per, I'm gonna call them grouping. I forget the actual term, I'm sorry. But per like little section, I usually do about 4, depending on how thick your paper is. That's cardboard. I believe I used 3 pages for this cardboard one. Whereas this one was just made from scrap paper that I had lying around. I think I used 4 per. Same with this one with the homemade paper. I think this was 4. I think how much paper do I have here? 1, 2, 3. I don't have enough room, I swear. That one will work. 3. Alright. So I grouped each one into 3 papers, 3 groupings, you know, not 3 groupings. 3 pages per grouping. And now you're just going to take each grouping and you're going to fold them in half. Hamburger style. So just in half. Oh, this is gonna be a tiny book. I haven't made a booklet out of the smaller decal that I have yet. All these have been from a bigger one I had. So it's about that size of a decal. That's fun. Okay. So folded that one in half. Just make sure the fold's nice and good. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that with all of these. Just going to put that off to the side. Push everything out the way. And fold. There. Now we're going to take, you can either, we have all our papers here. So you can see how thick the book is going to be. Oops, there we go. It's going to be a decent sized book. So now from here, you either want to take an extra piece of paper that you have that's the same size. You know, I have a whole stack of these papers, so. And you're just gonna fold it in half to make sure it's the same size and everything of your other ones. And that's gonna be your what is it called? I'm having a brain fart, I apologize. It's gonna be your pattern, there we go. For the French stitch. Now I'll either do it on an extra piece of paper, or I just straight up take the first one and I'll just poke a hole through it and use it for the rest. But for the sake of this, I'm going to use this extra piece of paper I have. Oh! I forgot to include this. You're gonna need something to poke holes. Hold on. Alright, so I couldn't find my awl, which is, you know, what you need to poke through. So this paper's a little thin, so I'm just gonna use a toothpick. It's sharp. But yeah, you would want to get an awl, or, I mean, you can use a screwdriver, you can use a needle, anything that you're able to poke a hole through. Oh, you'll need a pencil or a pen. I'll use a pen so you lovely Eevees can see it. And I guess a ruler. I mean, you don't need a ruler. Just something that, you know, you can measure. So a lot of tutorials will say you need, you'll need to measure it like 3/4 or whatever, and like half there. As long as the holes match with the rest of them, with the rest of like all your booklets match, it doesn't matter the measurements, as long as you get roughly close. So for a French one, a French stitch, you're gonna want to have one on each end. Oops, not even in the camera. Good job, Evie. You're gonna want one on each end. So about I'd say, where's my line? I can't even see my line. I'm blind. So about we'll go there, and then on this side, about there. Knock everything over. And then you're gonna want 2 big holes for these ones with a little bit of distance. So I'd say about here and here, and then here and there. There you go. I gotta work on keeping that in the camera, I swear. I'm sorry, guys. And now you're gonna just wanna poke your awl, oops, butterfingers. Poke it on through. And do that for each of these. And all the holes are poked through. And now here comes the fun part. Lovely Evie's gotta repeat this for all the booklets. But with your pattern, you can just place it on the inside, like so. Make sure it's all lined up. And if your awl is strong enough, I don't know if this toothpick's gonna go through it, You can just poke on through all of them. Try not to poke yourself. If your awl is really sharp, use gloves. Please exercise precaution, Eevees. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, oh, I bent the toothpick. Yeah, this toothpick is definitely not the sharpest. Alright, and I will see you lovely Eevees when I get done with all these. Alright, now I'm back. I decided to only do 3. My hands were hurting. I couldn't find my awl, so I swapped to my needle, and that hurt. Alright, so now that we got our freshly hole punched groupings, now we are going to take our needle. So this is going to be the sewing one. After this, I will show you lovely Eevees how to do a glue only one. So right now we're going to try to make this. So for a paperback one, you if you take an extra sheet of paper, so like this one, I have this glitter paper, you just fold it in half and punch holes that match your these pages. So you're only gonna need one piece of paper. Oh, hold on. Here, I'll demonstrate. Okay, so say you want like this piece of white paper as your front cover. So like how I had the glitter paper for this one. You're gonna punch your holes just like your other one, like so. You're gonna pick whichever one you want as the front cover. I'm gonna go with this one. And I'm gonna take my first piece. Oh well, actually, before we do all this, we need to pick out what string we want on our needle. I'm just gonna go with my rainbow one, so it's easier to see on camera. Like I said, you can use cord. This is stretchy cord. You can use just string. You don't want it too tight though, or else you can't open your book. But you also don't want it too loose. A good rule of thumb to measure out how much string you're gonna need. Measure out how many book groupings you have. So like I'm gonna have 4 because of the front and back cover. Actually 5. Oh my god, I can't count. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, just do that. So we're gonna go 1, and then 2. Unravel. 3. 4. And then 5. I forgot. Oh wait, no, my scissors are right here. I swear, if my head wasn't attached to me, I'd probably lose it. Lose everything. Okay, there we go. Just throw that over there. Scooch you over there. And we got. Oh, there's my needle. See? You're gonna want to thread your needle. Oh my goodness. There we go. And just tie it off. And voila. And then we're going to want to make a knot at the end. So I just realized my camera wasn't recording while I did this first stitch. So all I did was take the front cover. It's just the one that is just a paper folded in half. And, you know, I knotted it. And I just took the needle and the string, and I just threaded it through this hole right here. Pulled it through to right here. And I took the needle and thread, pushed it through that hole till it was on the outside of here. Pulled it through. And I just repeated it till I got to the very last hole. So, alright, camera, behave with me. I took my first grouping, the first group of papers, and you're just going to line it up with the holes, like so. And you're going to take your needle and thread, and poke it through this first one. Just like before. And pull it through. Now, we are going to go through the next hole, like so. Pull it through. See, and then we got this, just like before. Make sure you're keeping it somewhat tight, not too tight where you're tearing the holes. Don't want your holes to tear. And now, because this is a French stitch, instead of just stitching on through, we are going to go behind this string right here. And just like that. See, so now we have that, and then it's going to cross over like this when we go into this next hole. Like so. Oops, I missed the hole. That's okay, just back on out and just gently poke through the hole. There we go. And we're going to pull the needle through, just like that. And then we're going to rinse and repeat until we get to the end. So, back through the hole. And we're going to poke it on through, like so. Gently wiggle it through. And we're going to do like how we did before with this French knot. Or French stitch. Just go on through the back. Pull the needle through. And go into the hole. It's super simple once you get the hang of it. Pull through the hole. Come on. Come on. It does not want to go through. Ow, there it goes. So I said, Evie's, be careful. Needles are involved. Don't need your lovelies getting hurt. Alright, then we're going to poke it through this last hole. Like so. And now, just rinse and repeat with the next one until we have all of them. And I'll be back when we get to this hole, because there is a neat little trick. Actually, before I continue, okay, so I got to this first hole, and so what you're going to do is, you're going to go into the previous string, so like this previous one was the blue one, you're just going to go behind it, like that, and then continue on, and I'll see you in a minute. Alright, we have made it to the end of this grouping. So what you can do is, see that previous single stitch? You just go up and behind it, pull your thing through. Now, take your needle, go through the loop, And voila, we got a fancy little knot now. And it should look like that. Come on, focus. There we go. And you can keep doing that for each of the side ones like that. Except for, well, that first one, because that's that. Which is alright. Alright, so now we take our next grouping. And we do the same thing in that direction. Alright, and now that I got all my groupings in, I'm just doing the back or front cover, whichever that's going to be. Just going to spread it on through. Without tearing the paper, hold on. Alright, now that we're at the end, ignore that I kind of butchered the paper a little. This paper that I was using as a top example is a little thin. Whoops. Which, it's alright, because we'll be sealing it with Mod Podge anyways, so. Alright, so what we're going to do is, when we're on the final hole, if you can, either tie it in a knot, or I'm trying to remember how I did it before. I believe I just went into the back end of this one, right here, and I just tied it into a knot. Like so. Hang on, I need to look closer. My blind eyes. And then, oh yeah, I completely butchered that one. That's okay. We're just gonna take the string off. So I got it tied in a knot right there. I had accidentally pulled it right there because I butchered that. That's okay. So, at this point, we got a little booklet. But to give it some spine integrity, we are going to need Mod Podge. And our clips. Alright, so try to get your book in place. And clip it down. Like so. Don't get too tight of a clip. It'll probably leave an imprint into your paper. I don't mind so much. But this is just an example booklet. Okay, so at this point, we're just gonna slather the spine in Mod Podge. Try to get all your loose end pieces onto it as well. And for the lovely EVs that have never used Mod Podge is just a fancy glue. It's actually really versatile with a lot of different things I totally missed. So we're just gonna slather on there. Careful not to get it in between the groupings, or else you'll glue your pages down. So, just gonna wanna try to get all your pieces glued down. Spread it around as much as you can. Don't be afraid to use a bunch. I need more. You can also cut those long pieces down too. If they're too long for you. That's probably what I'm gonna do real quick actually. Come on, there. There we go. This brush sucks. I'm just gonna use my finger. If EVs are not allergic to glue, then you can touch this stuff. It's safe. I'm just using the regular matte one. You can find these ones in the dollar store now. You can find them at art stores. Alright, now that it's properly lathered in glue. Hold on, let me clean that part up. Now we're just gonna put that to the side and let it dry. It takes about like a day for the glue to dry completely, so don't open it till then. You can do the same way of what we just did. You can make, hold on, let me wipe my hands off. So say you want to make one without any sewing. So what you do is you take your groupings, and if you wanted to use the front page again for the soft back, you do that again. And instead of punching holes into it, what you do is you get your clips. I don't have any more clips to use, but you would clamp it down, and you just do the glue again along the spine, and it would work just as well. Except instead of using your folded pages, use just like regular pages. So like ones that you haven't folded. So you just clamp them down and glue them like that. Again, clamp them and wait for at least the whole night before you open it. And then you'll have your own book. With the hardback, so I say hardback, it's cardboard. So let's see, you have your book binding right here. And what you do is you take a piece of cardboard, make it all pretty, wrap it in papers. I found this at, it was either Michael's or Hobby Lobby. It was a pack of papers. I just put another paper on it. This came in the pack, so I just put that on there. And this whole piece is actually just, it's like a loose paper that I just glued in like that. And I glued one side to the cardboard and the other side to the first page in the grouping. And then I did it on the back too, which is nice. I love how this one turned out. It's so sparkly. But yeah, I hope you lovely Eevees. I hope I wasn't too confusing. But I hope you enjoyed this this tutorial. In the future, I'll be making handmade paint. I'm in the process of learning how to make handmade pigments, so just the powder. So keep an eye out for that video once I get that kind of figured out. So I'm still learning. But yeah, next video will be handmade paints. So keep an eye out for that. Oh, I just thought of this. I was talking about making the where you just glue the spine instead of sewing, with these loose leaf ones. You can make a sticky note thing just like that, where you can glue it, like get a small square piece of paper, like stack, and you glue the edge, and then you can tear it off, just like sticky notes, except, you can't stick it, which is alright. I mean, you could always stick double-sided tape on each individual piece of paper before you glue it. That'd be interesting. Before I bore all you lovely Eevees to death, happy crafting, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day / night, wherever you are. And remember to smile that beautiful smile of yours. Bye!